This book fucked me up. If you could just forget that this is Sidney Crosby, okay? Like, if you are not a Pittsburgh fan, if you are tired of hearing about Sidney Crosby, if you hate the color gold, that's fine. Pretend that his name is Joseph Frankenfurter, and he's just a little kid in a big old world trying to do right by his country. I can't talk about this book intelligently. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. This book made me cry. I cried at the gym on a treadmill. You're not even running that fast. Why are you crying? You don't understand. I'm not crying because I'm tired. I am tired and I hate every second of this. I am crying because don't read this book because it will ruin your life. In all seriousness, I will try and review this book from an objective standpoint. What the rookie does very well is reach into your heart muscles and rip it from your body with its fingernails. And the way that it does that is that I think it takes a very, very human look at the way we treat young athletes. And maybe even before they've earned it, I think she does a really great job of showing how we project our own desires and thoughts and feelings and hopes and dreams. So it's a really interesting look at sports culture. It is a really painful look at sports culture, but I think it's a really good one, and it goes a long way to showing how Crosby has developed. Both, I mean, it is a biography in a way, and I think a really exceptionally written one, but it also, I think, works in a wider, a broader context. I mean, if you think about Connor McDavid, the way that we just project these narratives on these young guys, and they have to either live up to them or disappoint everyone, and that's a lot. That's something really worth thinking about, I think. And it's also very damaging. It's just damaging. If you are a Pittsburgh fan, you'll be really interested in this book. She does a lot. She talks a lot about the state of the franchise when Crosby came into it, and the state of the NHL. I think we forget a lot that he was projected to save the NHL. Like, that was his job. He was this kid who had never played in the NHL before, and they were like, okay, here's the hopes of a league. Good luck, Crosby. So I think you can also see a lot of his media personality developing, which is to say not. And I think that that's an interesting look. I know he gets a lot of shit for not having much personality, but I think you can kind of see in this book why that might be. I think if I had someone shoving a camera in my face, you might develop that kind of thing too. So that's damaging. So here is the paragraph I'm going to read to you guys. Ugh, he said, my favorite part of the summer is the weather. It's harder than hockey season those 2 months. I like the day after 1 o'clock. But from 8 a.m. until then, I don't like it. Training with Andy O'Brien, I'm a mess. He makes things sound so easy and normal. Sidney Crosby has a fear about running the mile. A fear so deep it has kept him awake at night and has caused him to vomit in dread and exertion. He doesn't think he's a good runner, but is okay with that. Something else gets under his skin. The mile run is my ultimate nightmare, he said, and shrank lower into his chair. It's something I can't get over. It's a phobia. He hates that it's just him against the clock. He cannot chase anyone. No one chases him. He doesn't consider competing against himself true competition. I'm not a good runner, and I'm okay with that, but I want to win so badly it bothers me that I can never beat the clock. Even if I beat myself, I haven't accomplished anything. O'Brien has never told him to start running. He starts his stopwatch when Crosby decides to go. Crosby has stood on the start line for 15 minutes unable to move. That's how much it scares me. Just shoot me in the head.